You're watching the Coach Penny Hardaway Show.
So a lot of improvements, we've talked about that, but this was a week of splitting games, and on the road is another area where young players have a hard time adjusting, and that's what happened at Philadelphia.
Yeah, you know, we didn't start the game off properly. They came out and punched us first, and we tried to get back into the game. But honestly, Quentin Rose, who was 19% from three, started off 5 for 6 and was hot and kind of pushed the lead out. And in the second half, we kind of got back into the game, but had to use so much energy to get back into the game, just couldn't finish it. But like I said, our young players really aren't getting it right now on the road. That's something that they have to grow into, and I'm sure they'll get better with that.
The interesting thing about this game is it wasn't just 1 of 23 from the outside, but there were missed layups inside. Davenport, Parks, Maurice, everybody missed something. It was just one of those weird games.
It's just, I don't know if it was nerves or just being too anxious because, you know we really needed that game coming back home against UCF. And I felt like we let an opportunity squander away. A game that we could have easily won. We just didn't make the right plays and turn the ball over way too much.
So you fall behind by 20 here midway through the first half, but you're going to fight back. You go on a great run at the end of the half to make it an 8-point game, and I know you're feeling a whole lot better. You just couldn't find your shot, and he was. I know you made a big point in the shoot-around. This kid could only shoot 19%. Play off of him a little bit because he likes to go around you, and then, you know, this is, like we say, one of those weird times.
Well, it was just, you know, like I said, one of those situations. We have a 19% shooter making 5 threes in the first half. We definitely didn't account for that, but we knew that we had an opportunity to get back into the game because that couldn't continue. The percentages were going to come into play, and it did. That allowed us to make a good run right before the end of the half and have an opportunity to win the game. We missed a layup late in the game that really cost us, and we didn't make enough winning plays to win the game.
And Jeremiah, again, was outstanding, 28 points and 7 rebounds, a couple of blocks and a steal in this game.
Jeremiah played fantastic in that game, offensively and defensively. He's our true leader, and so did Rainier. Rainier did a great job as well. It was his third great game with his energy and his scoring. And but Jeremiah, he's been doing some great stuff for us.
Remember that three? That was it. That was the one you just saw Tyler make. I want to go back to Rainier one more time. He's become, in my mind, if you go back to that 2018, he's a little like Antonio Anderson. Not sure he passes quite as well, but he certainly rebounds a little bit better. He's your glue guy.
Yeah, Ray is our heart and soul on defense. He's the energy guy. He's the guy that we need to guard the team's best forwards and best guards. He's our best rebounder. He does so much for us, and he is like Antonio Anderson. He's kind of like our X factor on both ends of the floor.
How about that pass, too, as you battling back in this game? And they do have some pretty good players on this team.
3 really good guards. They all play about 38 minutes a night, and you know, they all score the basketball at a high clip. I think Shears Austin, who did not have a great game, was the only guard that didn't have a good game. But Quentin Rose in the first few minutes of the first half pretty much got all of his points, and then Pierre-Louis, strong body, played really tough.
You'll hear from Kareem Bruton. You just saw him make that bucket a little bit later in inside access. And there's a guy who's been studying a lot of different areas of the floor for you.
Yeah, Kareem is playing really good basketball right now. The only time he gets into trouble is when he puts pressure on himself to score. We know that he's a scorer. It's our job to get him involved, and I've been really proud of the way that he's been playing. He always plays hard. He just sometimes kind of gets too hard on himself and takes himself out of the game.
That time, good play by Rose. That's what he's really more known for. And Temple's going to sort of pull away here. You'll see Bruton, and we mentioned how good he's been. He's averaging 12 points and shooting almost 60% in the last 10 games.
Yeah, I mean, Kareem works really hard on his game. I'm definitely happy to see him have some success in the games because every day in practice and before practice and after practice, he's putting that work in, and he's getting rewarded for that.
Every time you would get close, you got to within 2, they would pull away, and there is your final. And we'll see this team one more time, and I'm looking forward to that when they come to town.
Well.
I know you're not going to go 1 for 23 from three-point range, so what do you tell your team after a game like that?
Well, you just got to scrap it. Some areas that we didn't stick to the game plan, we could talk about that, but for the most part, we got to shoot the ball better. But it started off poorly with bad shot selection, and it kind of trickled down from there. So, yeah, we kind of gave one away, and then you got to give them credit. They made some tough shots in that second half to kind of push that lead out. But tell my team to just focus and get ready for the next game, and that's what we did.
And they did, for sure. You're going to love what you see next. And this was really important. With 2 games coming up on the road, this becomes critical. Back in a minute.